All right, so this is the support video for the Celtic knot. It's an assignment that I give out every year, and it basically makes it so students have to go watch a very traditional artist. Okay, I chose David Nichols. He's probably got a lot of traffic over the years from this assignment, which is awesome. Thank you, David. I've never met you, but cool assignment, cool technique. So what we're going to be doing, or students are going to do, is they take this very traditional form of art and turn it into a vector illustration in Adobe Illustrator. So, for example, they start out with this, and they get a link to the video. And then they have to reproduce that Celtic knot. So this video is not to show you how to do every step. It's only to show you techniques that are helpful for this assignment. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it would be really beneficial to watch just for the fact that you might not know Illustrator, or you might pick up a tip or trick, but really it's very specific to the assignment that I give in the classroom. Okay, so might be useful, might not. If you have a laser cutter, it's a good assignment. All right, so the first thing we're going to cover is the fact that you don't have to use the pen tool for everything on this assignment. Okay, you can actually make it out of shape. So I'll show you a couple of these techniques. We're going to use the ellipse tool. We're going to use Alt and Shift on the keyboard. Okay, so I'll find the center of this one. I'll use Alt and Shift. So what I did is made a circle the diameter so that it touches these two circles. Okay. Now what I would do is make sure that the fill tool is not filled using swatches. You can go Window, Swatches to get a hold of that. And then you're going to be using this, the pen tool. So they got the pen tool and they got the pen tool delete anchor tool. So I will use the add anchor point tool. So I'm going to zoom in using Alt wheel mouse, spacebar to pan. And what I want to do is put a point here and put a point here. Okay, if it gives me a you can't do that message, it's because I haven't clicked on it. See how there's a little like pink? When I mouse over here, you can see that little pink word. If that little pink word shows up, it's really hard to probably see. It says path. If I moused over it perfectly, path will show up, and then it'll add the dot. If I don't, it'll do this. Okay, because I added points here, now I can use the white arrow to delete points. All the points except for the one I added. Boom. Now I have a perfect curve that touches both of these. All right. But what about, I think a portion of the video had it connecting to this. Well, I could go to the pen tool and now click. Okay. So there's tip number one. You can make circles, you can make points on circles, and then you can delete certain sections of the circle based upon the points that you add. That solves about 75% of this whole exercise. If you really think about it. The other thing is things can be duplicated and things can be flipped. So for example, let's say I wanted this on the other side. Okay, I'd use Alt, and you'll know that you have it right if it makes the double arrow. So you click on it, see the double arrow, click and drag using Alt, makes a copy of it. Let's say I wanted this reversed over here on this side. Well, I could just do this and rotate it holding shift. And then that would give me it over on this side. Let's say I wanted to mirror it. Object, transform, reflect, and reflect it horizontal. Okay, that'll give me this. Now when I rotate it, it'll give me the complete opposite. Because it does have that repeated pattern every once in a while. Okay, so that's how you just mirror something. That's how you chop it up. How about this one? So let's use Shift and Alt. Let's make a circle that goes all the way out here. Let's say, for instance, I wanted it to not be a circle and have like kind of a point to the part of the circle. First off, just know that these are perfectly aligned with each other already. So all I would do here is rotate it using Shift so that these are touching. Okay? Then use the white arrow, highlight this point, and they have a convert tool right over here. Now, if you don't have that over there, it's also up here. Okay, and I think it's also in stroke. And you go to the show options. No, it's just on the convert side. So up here or over here under properties. So by highlighting this one and clicking that button, it makes point. And if you take now that point and drag it to this point, there we go. And again, you know, if you wanted this to connect to anything else, you would just go and add some points. Boom. Oh, there's that evil thing. So this time, make sure you highlight before you use this tool. And there's already an anchor point there, so it's yelling at me. Okay. So I would actually technically need to delete this one just so I have an open curve. Then I could draw like this. Notice I am trying to stay away from the answer to the Celtic knot, and my Celtic knot actually technically doesn't look like anything in the video, and I'm doing that for a reason so students will actually figure it out for themselves. But if you look at the pattern here, this one is just a repeat of this one. This point is actually a repeat of this point. So you could technically just make this side, duplicate it, flip it over to the other side. You could go the route of trying to do this with the pen tool. You could try to do this, 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 this. But you'll notice that every once in a while you'll get one of these going on. And it's a pain to fix. I mean, you just use the white arrow, and with some patience and some diligence, you can make these kind of a cope or they match up to the surface a little bit better. And if you don't see the handles, see the handle right here, no handles here, you can click that button and it'll show the handles. So you can struggle with that if you want. I don't know if you'll get that, but you can get really close. Lots of patience. All right, last one. Let's say you had a curve, okay? And then let's hit escape, and then you had another curve. Hit escape. If you want to join two curves together, you can just grab the white arrow, grab the first point, hold shift, grab the next point, and then go object, path, join. Okay. Obviously, it would probably be a little easier if the points were lined up the way you want them to ahead of time. So that when you joined them, they join correctly and very smooth. Oh, one more. Outline mode. So outline mode is technically how I'm going to grade you. I'm going to be going into here, and I'm going to click on these to see if they're all in one piece. So the name of the game is to try to get as many of these one piece. So you can connect from here to here, that's one piece. Here all the way to here, that would be one piece. And the reason we do that is later on we might use these in something like the laser cutting, and you'll have to have them all one piece anyway in order to get a really nice cut, or they'll cut individual pieces out. So after you get done with this, you should try out all his other Celtic knots. There's no doubt about it. He's got a ton of these things. Stuff like this is a very cool Adobe Illustrator technique. And this can all be done in Adobe Illustrator. All right, so there is the support video for the Celtic knot for those individual students that are like, I can't get it. It just can't. And they shut down. So now you got a video and a document for those hands-on learners. Have a good one.